So greetings from the gorgeous island of Boracay in the Philippines. It's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com, and I hope you're doing great. I wanted to give you guys a sort of a tour of the apartment, basically, that we've got. This is one of these deals where, you know, I found it on Airbnb, and then I also found the exact same place on Agoda or Booking.com. The two are kind of interchangeable for me, and I actually kind of forget which one I'm using most of the time. But I do need to say, and this, I'm not getting paid for any of this, but I do need to say that Agoda, your customer service has been phenomenal. Your response time is instantaneous, especially from a Philippines perspective. And I get sort of the need for instant gratification, and you satisfy my needs. So Agoda, thank you. Anyway, so I think actually this is through Agoda. And where we are in Boracay, if you don't know, basically the left or the west side of the island is the favorable beach. That's the one that everybody digs. It is called White Beach. The sand is white. It's made out of flour, and they bleach it annually. No, I mean I will tell you, the sand is spectacular. Anyway, so let me give you a tour of this place because it's totally cool. We are in Station 3, and the reason I bring up the sort of the beach on the west side is that that's sort of the more popular beach this time of year. In the summer, there will be more wind here, and then they will also be doing kite surfing on the east side, which is referred to as Back Beach. Anyway, so this place is in Station 3 because the way that it goes on the left, the way that it goes on the west, the way that it goes in White Beach, Station 1 at the top, Station 2 in the middle, Station 3 in the bottom, because the only way that you used to be able to get here was to take a boat from the mainland, which is basically Caticlan, over here, and the boats would pull up at these one of three concrete sort of circular buildings, and there were 3 stations, and the boats would pull up to the beach, and you would walk into the water and get soaking wet, hold your luggage up over your head, and walk onto the beach. They've replaced that with a pier, basically, here in Boracay. And so we are in Station 3, basically sort of towards the south. We are physically closer to the pier, where it's also a lot quieter down here. Station 2 in the middle is basically sort of the party area. There's backpacker areas, and then there's sort of resort hotels intermixed along the way. But for the most part, there's more people that are wanting to, you know, party and drink and listen to live music. There's a couple of discos along the way. Again, these are all very small in comparison to, like, if I were to do this video from Las Vegas. But nonetheless, stayed in Station 2, stayed in Station 1. Now we're in Station 3. And this is now my 4th trip, I think, to Boracay. So I found this place. We got it for like 4 or 5 nights, 5 nights, 6 nights, something like that, and it's great. So anyway, so you enter, and the thing I like about it is it has a kitchen, and not to mention the fact that it's got a kettle. I love that, and I love making these 3-in-1 coffee things. The current ones I'm using I got in Vietnam, and these things have been stellar, and this is probably backwards, so I apologize for the video being backwards. There's that, and then there's also the other sticks that I get, which I get out of Thailand. So anyway, so that's the kitchen, which is great. Good size fridge, certainly for around here. 2-burner stove if I wanted to use that, but for the most part we've been eating out just because it's so inexpensive. Little table. This is a really rad bed. It's like huge. The mattress is only queen size, but it's got like this thing on the around the edges of it, which at first I thought, oh boy, am I gonna bang my ankles against that thing or my shins against that thing as I'm darting into bed to get an immediate night's sleep, but that didn't happen. And then they have like sort of a living area here, which is a great little chair. The windows, here is the awesome thing about these windows. They have screens, which is not super common. But it's also spectacular because there are mosquitoes in the Philippines. There's especially mosquitoes here where there's sort of a nice outdoor lush green area, which I will now show you. It does not have a view of the ocean, which I'm okay with because it's actually just a very short walk to there. But right outside of the bedroom is this great little area that has a great little chair. It's got like this they've just done some really small things to make it super freaking comfortable. And so I love to hang out here. It's under the balcony of the guy above us. And so I've got a nice little non-rainy place. And the other reason why I'm doing this video from here and not at the beach to be the first video from Boracay is it's been raining all morning. It rained heavily most of the night. This is the first time I've been in Boracay when it's been rainy and cloudy every freaking day. There literally has not been more than 5 or 10 minutes of sun. Which you're thinking, oh God, Mike's gonna start bitching now about this, right? I can tell you that I'm actually still digging it here. And I put a post on Facebook about this, and this is kind of how I wanted to intro Boracay for me, because the reality is that the weather is lousy from a paradise vacation perspective, meaning it's not sunny every day, and there's not, you know, blue sky, not a cloud in the sky kind of thing. It's cloudy, it's constantly overcast, but it's like 80 degrees and it's humid. And I love it. And so my post on Facebook was something around the whole idea of seasonal affective disorder, which traditionally they credit to being triggered by, you know, lack of photons, basically, right? I mean, less sunlight. And then they have lamps you can put in front of you. And I believe I suffer from that, quite frankly. And that's one of the reasons I moved from Boston to San Diego. But I've discovered that I think it is probably that, but I think it's also not having enough heat. At least for me, ambient heat, right? So like when it's 80 degrees outside, if it's raining, I remember as a kid when it would be raining in the summer, but if it was hot, I'd be comfortable. I love the sun, I love the heat, I love the humidity. I would prefer that, and I think most people would agree with the sun part, not necessarily the heat and humidity. Most people don't like that as much as I do, I think. But around here, even when it's, as long as it's warm out, I'm digging it. So anyway, so I wanted to start off the series of videos from Boracay from here in the condo that we've got, and kind of walk you down the beach and show you some of these places that I talked about. Again, West Side, White Beach, we're at Station 3, and I'll basically probably start going north up the beach to 2 and 1 and share some little things along the way, things that I really love about Boracay. Not the least of which for me, and again, this is probably a small percentage of the folks that watch this video, but they have kick-ass meetings here. They're small, the people are genuine, they share from the heart, they welcome people, and it's like, it's really awesome. So for me, that's a huge plus. It is very rudimentary, meaning that your needs are met here. Your wants are not necessarily available. And that means whether you like go to the Philippines and Thailand to go, you know, to get epic massages or to, you know, meet girls or to, you know, go to nightclubs or whatever, all of that is in limited supply here in Boracay. So if you're into that, then it may not be as enough of a level of excess for you. For me, it's awesome because this is where I met Gracie. Gracie lives here, and then so coming back here, you know, as far as I'm concerned, bringing Gracie to Boracay, it's the absolute example of bringing sand to the beach. She's beautiful, she's great, and she lives in Boracay. And so it's cool too being here with a Filipina because, you know, the discussions that you have with people that are traditionally in the customer service business, and, you know, they treat me very well. But it's always great because I get to know them a lot quicker, and I believe I develop friendships easier when it's Gracie and I meeting them. So it's been really great. So that's a little bit about our condo. I'll be sharing some Boracay videos throughout the week, and I hope you can come here sometime. Boracay is an amazing island. I'm actually going to share some links below from a buddy of mine, Henry Reekay, who has been doing videos from the Philippines for about 4.5 years now. And he kind of settled down near the Dumaguete area, but he did probably like 3 or 4 amazing videos when he was in Boracay, I believe about 2.5 years ago. But anyway, so check them out below. Those are really cool and very informative, and there's a lot of beauty, and there's a ton of sun, and there's our gorgeous water and that sort of thing in his. Mine will be from a different perspective anyway. So again, hey, happy 2017, and I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong. Talk soon. Ciao.